Like they built one road, and then they're like, shit, all right, we need another one. And they just kind of built it all on top of each other.
Yeah, St. Louis doesn't have. I mean, the population there is way smaller,
Wow.
and Chicago has so many cities feeding into it, so many suburbs,
and stuff.
and all those
true.
people are just going in there to work.
And you have so much, like the museum, the Shed Aquarium.
Yeah, it's
Soldier Field, Wrigley, Chicago, White Sox.
Yeah.
I mean, you have so much stuff in the city. Where in St. Louis, it's like you have the Cardinals right next to the Rams and a gambling boat.
right.
And that's about it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm going to look up the populations during the break. Coming up after the break, more memories. We forgot about a couple that I wanted to talk about.
Good.
Thank you guys for listening to the Bill and Joe Show. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to the Bill and Joe Show.
Okay, this is kind of a cool little idea, spin on a game. We're all used to seeing those, like hunter games, those first-person shooters where you take out, giraffes or tigers or elephants, whatever. This new game that you can find by going to pocketgamer.co.uk, search for Big Game Safari. Now, especially in the light of Cecil the Lion and everything that happened with that, this game kind of turns the first-person hunting game on its side where the hunter becomes the hunted. So you have a camera and you have a rifle. And what you basically want to do is you want to focus in on the animals and take a clear photo. The more clear the photo is, the more points you get, and it kind of tags them to let you know not to hurt them. And basically what you're looking for is poachers. So when you see a poacher creep into the scene, you have to shoot them before they can shoot any of the animals. It's an awesome idea. It's a hard game. It's very difficult, and the graphics, I mean, they're working on it, but the concept of the game is really, really cool. So go to pocketgamer.co.uk, search for Big Game Safari. It's a fantastic read. It's a fantastic game. Make sure to go check it out right now. All right, this new product is for anybody who has a website that you need to, it can't go down. Your business relies on your website being online, and me speaking of personal experience, I have had my website go down before, and I didn't even know it. So this is a very important service. Go to monitor.obsidian.com. I'll spell it for you. monitor.obsidian.com. And what they'll basically do is their service will constantly monitor your website or your server in real time and immediately let you know if the site or the server goes down. And the best part is they have paid versions, they have free versions. They want to keep your presence online. And being a small business owner myself, I can attest to how important that is, because there are some servers that, if you hit a certain level of traffic, then it comes offline for the rest of the month. Or, however else. That's the only one that I've personally had to deal with. But I didn't get a notification saying, hey, you hit your limit, so now your website's offline. So this is a great service. Go to monitor.obsidian.com.
Are you frustrated with your financial advisor? Are you break even at best and still paying high fees just to have your money managed? Well, look no further. Here at Hansa Financial, we only earn a fee when you make money. Our dedicated team of traders treat every client's account as if it were their own. Hard work and passion for the markets make us one of the top firms in Florida. Find out why at HanzaFinancial.com. That's HONZA Financial.com.
You got point 3.
All right, and welcome back to the Bill and Joe Show. We both just simultaneously Siri'd asking what the population was of Chicago and St. Louis. You want to do this again? Let's do this again.
Sure.
So they can hear it.
What's the population of Chicago?
The population of Chicago is about 2,696,000.
Wow.
2,696,000.
What is the population of St. Louis, Missouri?
Let me have a look.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Let me count them.
The answer is about 856 billion people.
Wow.
Whoa.
It is.
800.
Wow, it grew.
Let me try this again, Siri. What's the population of St. Louis, Missouri?
The population of St. Louis is about 319,300.
Oh my God. 300,000 people compared to 2.what million?
2.7 million.
2.7 million. Okay, so yeah, I was completely dumb on that one. Wow. I apologize. So we were talking last week about the numerous vacations that you and I had taken, and we forgot about a couple of key elements about the St. John's.
The beach house that we were at for a
Yeah,
week.
the beach house that was
With
hit
your
by,
family.
that was hit by like a hurricane or
We
something.
were 16 years old, I think.
I believe so. And I believe it was the night that we were watching Basic Instinct when
Savage Instinct.
or Savage Instinct. I'm sorry.
We didn't watch a good movie.
Well, you watched a horrible one. And I was making popcorn because, we couldn't drink or anything.
There was nothing to do.
There was
there was
so
nothing to do.
nothing to do. And
Not even TV to watch. There was no
No, we
cable
didn't-
because
no.
the satellite got knocked out
Yeah.
from the hurricane that came
Yeah.
through 2 weeks before we got there. So there's no satellite, no TV.
we had to rent movies.
Unless you rented a movie, there was nothing to watch. And there's no internet or anything.
Right, this is way before that. But I was making popcorn in the kitchen, and I remembered this, and I don't know why it came to me after you left, but left last week. I was going into the kitchen to grab the popcorn, and I looked at you, and you were on the couch, and I was like, "Do you want a blanket?" and you said, "Just one."
Just grab one.
Just grab one. So
As if we're having this romantic night. A big bowl of popcorn for the two of us. Grab one blanket.
just one, as if we were cold. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah. The only reason teenagers use blankets, by the way, is to cover up what's going on underneath
the blanket. And I remember the look on Joe's face when he was, of course, he was being sarcastic, but the look on his face was so like it almost made me uncomfortable because he was like, "Just one," and he held up his finger, and I was like, "Okay," and then we both
That's
died
almost
laughing.
too real, dude.
Yeah, it's a little too close. And then the other time that we at the same trip, me and Joe were having a really hard time separating from our girlfriends back home.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, I was with Carrie, you were with Bridget, and they knew we were going to Walt Disney World, so they both happened to have favorite characters of Walt Disney World. Carrie's was Tigger, and I can't remember what Bridget's was.
I don't know if she had one.
Well, you just started collecting one specific character. I think it might have been your favorite character.
I think I probably got mine.
Yeah, I think you were going to give her a whole bunch
I
of
don't
your
think I
favorite
was
characters.
giving her. I don't-
But that was the idea. So me and Joe, of course, we're 16 years old. We're broke. We want to impress our girlfriends. So we decide to start shoplifting. And
What's the statute of limitation on that, by the way?
they caught us. They have the stuff. They got it back.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
So we went into one store. We each bought like a T-shirt, and then we kept the bag, and we would just walk around to other places and like just grab stuff off the shelves.
We were like kleptomaniacs too
It was
back
bad.
then.
It was
Like,
really bad.
I don't know why we did that. It's one of those things. I can't remember why I did it in the first place ever, but it was one of those things where like you're walking in the mall, you're like, I'm just gonna take it, and you
Right.
do. You get away with it, and it's like a rush.
Right.
Plus, you got this thing that you couldn't have bought because you don't have any money. You're a kid,
Yeah.
and so we go into Disney World and we just start like taking stuff left
Well,
and right.
it was because like they would have the cashier like so far away from everything that we didn't have any problem, like hiding ourselves, or you would be the lookout and I'd grab a bunch of
The lookout.
the fucking goofy stuff for or Tigger stuff for Carrie, and you would grab who's your character? Was
My
it
favorite's
Pluto?
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe some Goofy.
Some Goofy. I think it was
Yeah.
Goofy. I think that's what you were going with that day. And we didn't even consider the fact that a big powerhouse like Disney probably has security walking around
Sure.
in plain clothes.
Yeah.
keeping an eye on shit.
We're not the first shoplifters they've ever dealt with.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't look at us and go, "Why would someone rob the happiest place on earth?"
Right.
No, they have people sitting there going, "Who's robbing us right now? Is it him?"
Not to mention cameras. Like we weren't even thinking straight because we just went from shop to shop. By the end of the time when we were approached by an ununiformed,
Got like 7 shirts draped over your shoulder.
yeah. My bag is
Without
full.
a bag. There's no bag.
My bag is full. I have a receipt for 1 T-shirt, and I've got like 8 of them draped over my shoulder with the tag still on. And we get approached, and then we got taken to Mickey Mouse jail.
Yeah.
And my parents had to come.
I think they separated us.
Yeah. I mean,
What's going
remember. I don't remember you being in there, and then I just remember my parents all of a sudden being in there, and
Oh, did you?
that's when we got grounded.
That
That's
must
when
be
That's when we couldn't leave. Remember that we had to spend the rest of the time with my mom and dad.
No, that you must be thinking of someone else.
No, this is you.
No.
Yeah,
Because
I didn't shoplift at Walt Disney World with anybody else but you.
we got away with it. They
No.
they said, "What's going on?" And we said, "No, we were on a ride and we were getting off and the bag ripped, and that's why we don't have a bag." And they're like, "You're gonna hold on right here." And it was one of those things where like, "Oh shit, this is gonna suck." And the guy goes and he calls all the stores, and it turns out, just by chance, that the places that we went to, that we said we went to, also sell these items. They sell them at 2 different stores. Therefore, he couldn't prove that we had taken them,
You're fucking right.
and we were let go.
We got away with it.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, but I thought no, they didn't. They had to have called my parents.
No, they didn't. There was no crime.
Oh God, we did get away with it. I forgot about that. I thought we got busted.
I like how you've created this whole ending to the story.
Right. Well, it's been so many years that like I don't remember what I'm mixing it up with, but I remember my parents being there and then being grounded, and I thought it was the same trip with
No,
you.
you got grounded for the hot tub experience.
Well, yeah,
You guys flooded the place.
but that wasn't my fault.
No, but it was your friend.
Okay, but yeah, I guess maybe I'm confusing the two because then we couldn't leave. We couldn't go back to the place anymore
You had
by
to stay with
ourselves.
them.
We had to stay with my parents. But okay, so the story went. You and I actually cooked this bullshit story up about how we were getting off of a ride and the bag ripped.
You totally came up with it on the spot. And
I'm impressed with myself.
it was one of those where I was just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was pretty much like threw in the towel, so to speak.
Threw in the T-shirt.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, well, this is going to be the worst. Because we still had another 10 days of vacation left.
Right.
I was like, well, Bill's parents are really going to hate me.
Okay. You're right. I do remember bringing all that stuff back to Carrie.
No, we
gave her
did
all of it.
I think
It's
that
ridiculous.
That definitely scared us straight, though.
Yeah,
We
I
were
haven't
like,
shoplifted
okay,
yet since.
never doing that again.
But I remember coming home and giving Carrie like a sweatshirt and like 4 shirts and a Tigger doll and all this Tigger shit. How much more impressive would it have been if I would have put just a little bit of thought, looked around,
Right.
and picked one Tigger item?
Well, and the worst part is the truth came out as to how we acquired so much of it to them. Somehow, I don't know why you told her or whatever, but once she found that out, they really did mean nothing.
Yeah. I mean, literally meant nothing. I led her to believe that I had spent a small fortune,
So yeah.
and then no, I just stole it. And then and she was a good old Catholic girl, so that
Right.
didn't sit
That
well.
did not impress her.
Did not impress her. So we're on the same trip, and we go to a water park, and
Yes.
we decide, just like we decided at St. Joe's, to write their names in the sand, as a I don't know.
Well, these were 2 people that we spent every
lot of time
day
with.
with.
Yeah.
Like the 4 of us were like the 4 musketeers. I mean, we
Right.
palled around all the time.
Well, and Bridget's mom smoked, so
So
we
we-
could go over to her house and smoke.
We could, that was the cool house that we could sit at and hang out.
watch Friends.
We'd watch movie. I mean, we get together like in the daytime with Bridget.
Right.
3 of us would hang out, and then we'd split up, go eat dinner at your house, and then Carrie would show up after because Carrie would start getting ready at